Liam McInerney here for Fight Store Media. We're at Extreme Fight Night here, and I'm joined by Cutman Tommy, who's going to be working at the event. Tommy, just tell me first of all how you actually got started in martial arts.
Martial arts, I suppose the door that opened for me was I come from a boxing background, and when I started working with Joe Clifford and we started doing cuts, and the first ever martial arts show that I got to cover, Joe was up north doing boxing and he got me to cover Steph Moriarty show. It was Man of War. Fantastic night. Got to see a lot of good guys coming through, and it was great. We got to see teens competing in a cage. It was fantastic. An awful pity the show is not up and running anymore. But that Man of War 3, I believe it was my first MMA show. So that was my big introduction to mixed martial arts. You know.
And how eventually did you sort of transition into a Cutman?
What happened was, again, boxing, going back to boxing, we'd look after a lot of spars, so you got to deal with nosebleeds and stuff like that. And it was constant. You're always dealing with nosebleeds. Yeah. And it was one of those things. I had a knack for stopping nosebleeds for some reason. And again, going back to Joe Clifford again, we got working with Joe. It would have been 2011. The late Paddy Hoyland brought Joe in to work with his three sons, strength and conditioning wise, and I got a little look at what Joe done, hand dropping and stuff like that, and I took to it. So went and done the course as most people do. Shortly after that, I started working with Joe. Myself and Joe thought to become the faces of Cutman in Ireland. We're not the only Cutmen in Ireland, but we became the faces of it. We've done that for a couple of years. We went our own ways now, and then I don't really do MMA anymore. That's sort of a closed thing now, but I've been lucky enough with the help of Laird and Martin Horgan that I've got into the Muay Thai world, and I mean this is where it's at. I don't know, I presume you've been to Cage Kings. It is fantastic fight, and it's MMA without the grappling, because I don't really understand the grappling, so I don't like to watch it, but I get to see all the exciting fights and elbows and knees. We get to see all the good injuries as well.
Do you find this more entertaining than boxing now, or?
You know, boxing's always going to be my thing, but if I'm honest, if I want to see a proper fight where it's blood and guts and it's all on the line, Muay Thai is where it's at. These guys are phenomenal, and I've been lucky enough to work with some. I mean, Litwada was over, Packhorn was over, and I've been lucky enough to be in these guys' corners, and I'm just a bloke enjoying what I do, and I'm getting to meet all these legends, you know.
Do you find yourself being busier at a Muay Thai show? In fact, there's elbows and things like that, or not really?
No, I think you always come to a show, right, and even though we're Cutmen, we don't come to show with this mad bloodlust. We don't want to see fighters getting caught. Yeah. But you'll find sometimes you come and you get that feeling tonight's going to be a busy night, or you look at the card and you go, tonight's going to be a busy night. And sometimes the show is what we call a dry show, so there's very little injuries and the show fight goes off and things go really well. But sometimes you come to a show and it's a bloodbath, you know, and they're busy nights, and it takes it out of you. You'll be tired after it, you know.
What would you say is the most challenging thing about being a Cutman?
For me, to stay impartial. Like the community over here, the fighting community over here, we all know everyone over here. Everybody knows everybody, and it's hard. Sometimes you're in a corner and you're looking across, and there's someone that you be quite friendly with, and you've got to stay outside of that. And your job is to look after whoever's in the corner, and you got to get him through the fight, make sure that goes well. And it's sad, because we know how hard it is for guys to put so many weeks into fighting and training and getting themselves ready, and then for us to say, look, that's a particularly bad cut, or it's an injury that we need to stop the fight, or we call a doctor in and the doctor say the fight's over, and it's hard, because you know how it is tough for guys, you know.
Do you find you have to do that often, where you kind of have to have your say despite what the doctor says, or is it just on the doctor to stop a fight?
No, I do my job, and I do it fairly well. But if the doctor says no, who am I to question the doctor? If the doctor says no, it's gone, and you know, you'll always try and plead a case for the fighter. Yeah. But if the doctor says no, you're going to walk away from that. You know, you'll always walk away from it. But
do you get any nerves like covering a show like this, or is it just pure excitement at this stage?
It wasn't nerves. I was always be excited about shows. I love fights. I love watching fights. I love being around it. So you'd be excited about it. But nerves, no. I think the first time you know, if you're doing a big show and you have a camera on you, the first time doing that can be nerve-wracking because you got to turn off and realise that, look, do your job, don't worry about what's going on. But other than that, it's okay. It's pretty enjoyable. You know?
Well, I wish you the best luck tonight anyway. It was a pleasure talking to you. Cheers.